Hi, and welcome to this episode of Archicad Basic Training. And in this lesson, we're going to cover view settings. And so let's jump right in. So if you say you have your different buildings and your layouts or whatnot, um, you can have a bunch of different settings associated with what you're looking at. So for instance, what we could be looking at here is we could say that we want this layer setting or the layer combination to be the floor plan. It's going to be at 1/4 inch, and we're looking at the entire model for the structural display. And then these are basically all these settings that are associated with the view that you're looking at. So with that, let's just create a new folder, and we'll call this new floor plans. So we have a new floor plans folder, and then under this we create a new view. So we're going to save this view. So when you say, so what I did is I right clicked on this folder and I say save current view. And when I do that, it brings up all the basic settings that I have, and these are the same as these over here. So I have the layer combination, the scale, the structural display, the pin sets, and model view options, graphic overrides, renovation filter, and all these different things that start to define what I'm looking at. So we're going to go ahead and create that. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this floor plan. So it represents what, we'll just put new first floor, and then we'll just create that. And so under here it creates a new first floor. Now let's go to the first floor itself. So we're going to create a new sheet. We'll say new layout, and we'll call this new first floor. And we'll create that. So under the floor plans in the layout book, I have a new first floor. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my organizer, and the organizer is just basically a more intense version of the navigator. And I actually don't want it to jump over here. I like to have it either fly out or just be free floating. It keeps moving. So now I can see that this is the first floor plan that I created, and then if I drag this this view map, or this view over, it's going to bring over my drawing here. So I'm going to close this back down. And there's other ways to bring the drawings in, but here we've placed it. It's going to tell me what the name of that drawing is. The numbering is based on this location. But more importantly, and we'll get into kind of the layouts a little bit later, this, if I go to open or modify source view settings, that dialog box pops back up with the different options of what I'm looking at. So let's just change one thing just to kind of better understand what's happening. So I'm going to change it to 1/8 scale. I'm actually going to change it so that structural display is going to be core only, and I'm going to make it a we'll leave it floor plan for now, and you'll see the changes anyway. And I could do a graphic override, so let's just do a solid plan. Now if I say OK, and then I right click, so if I'm just going to the settings, because when you change the scale, it kind of moves the drawing a little bit. So there's the revised drawing now. So instead of it being at quarter scale, now it's at eighth scale. So it's a little bit smaller. And the drawings are just a tad different. Like you can see the roof is different. It's not showing the fills in there. So let's just change that back. So if I go to modify source view settings, I'm going to make it so that it's an entire model, and then I'm going to take it back to construction documents and also back to a quarter scale. If I do that, now you can see how different it looks. And that's just with the settings. So when I adjust those settings there, it's adjusting this file here, or this saved instance there. So again, let's go through the whole entire step again. So I'm going to go back to my floor plan, and I am going to, so let's change it from floor plan, and we're going to make it a roof plan. I don't think there's actually a roof plan layer combination. So let's just make it a presentation plan. So with the presentation plan, it's taking off certain elements. Let's override it so it's drafting with no fill. Maybe that model combination isn't really set up correctly. Let's just actually take off overrides completely. And then you can change the pin sets here. Let's just change it to NCS. And then let's make it a little bit bigger. So let's make it a 1/2 inch drawing. And so again, if I go over to my view map, and then if I go to new floor plans, I can say create or save current view, and then I can create a name. So we can call this first floor plan presentation, and then it creates that there. And so I can do this two ways. I'm going to show you the other way now. So here I am looking at this drawing here. If I go back to here, which is the view map from the layout book, I can just drag it over and bring it over. So now I have this drawing here, and I can change the size of the window by adjusting this and then just placing it. So there I have a new view, save view that's been placed onto a layout. So that basically covers like the view settings and how to adjust them for your drawings. There are a lot of other ways that you can adjust these drawings and customize it, including adjusting your layer combinations, your pin sets, and all these different things. And this is kind of the nuance. You can set it here, but then you can also go back and go more to the root of the settings by adjusting these here. But we won't get into that at this point. We just wanted to talk about how the view settings worked. All right, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next lesson.